but I think I tried. I was self-taught, used YouTube to leverage what I could, and not to just ensure I practice what I've known. But right now, I think people should, if I knew how to search for mentors better and talk to people more, and also learn to post my work more, I would have been able to move faster in my career, because I just realized that sharing and also making yourself visible online makes you open to opportunities, roles, connections, and even more than you can even imagine. So if I knew how to leverage the professional workspace online more, I would have been way better off than what I can do now and what I've achieved now. So I think that's one thing that's peculiar about what I've achieved so far.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And I like the personal touch to it. The fact that um, when you started, there were no much resources. There was really nothing much around mentorship in that space. But now, those who are looking to start product design should understand that it's important for them to build that network of mentors, to also put themselves out there. I have a friend who would say that no matter how good a product is, if you put that product in a carton and put that carton under the shelf, nobody would see it and ask of that product. So if you're starting out your tech journey, or you're already in the tech space, nobody would know how good you are until you show the world how good you are. So let's not make that mistake to not put out our work there. It is not pride, it is not show off, it is you putting yourself in a position of advantage. Thank you so much, Lekon, for that beautiful thought you have shared with us. Thank you so much. I have a question in the chat area from Samuel Oladapo. The question is, for a novice that wants to break into the tech industry, how do they go about it? Because most people believe that to break into the tech industry, they must learn how to code. Any of the faculty members wants to help us? I'll take the question again. My question is, for a novice that wants to break into the tech industry, how do they go about it? Because most people believe that to break into the tech industry, they must learn how to code. A non-coder, do you want to talk about it? All right, Joshua, let's have you.
All right, thank you very much. A wonderful question. Now, my answer to that question is this: if you want to break into tech industry, the thing is, you have to discover yourself. What is your strength? What are you good at? Now, once you discover yourself, your strength, and what you are good at, which tech skill does your strength tailor to perfectly? And the reason why I'm saying this is that either you have to be a coder, a no-code person. If you don't have passion for something, or you don't have the strength about a particular tech skill and you go for it, yes, it will actually drive you for a while. But when you start facing some let me say some difficulties at the job, at the line of your training or whatever thing you're learning, if you don't have the passion, you might want to drop off or feel so discouraged. So understand who you are, know your strengths, know your key areas where you will stay hours, minutes, days, years, and you won't be tired, even if it looks like it's so tiring. Another thing is this: not all tech skills are out there demand you to learn how to code. There are so many tech skills out there that you do need to even write a single line of code before you can become a tech person. So to break into the tech industry, discover who you are, know your strength and know your weakness. And with this, you know the right tech skill for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joshua, for that answer. Not to answer, to just summarize it, not all tech field requires you to code. For instance, Joshua, does data analytics require coding?
Yes, because you have to write SQL queries and sometimes you have to write some Python codes.
Okay, can you share with us some of the tech courses or the tech field that do not require code to go into?
All right. One, project management. Two,
Okay.
UI UX. those one does not demand you writing any lines of code. Then business analysis. The only thing you need
Okay.
mostly for business analysis as a tech person is if you know how to work with Excel very well and a bit of Power BI, then you are good. But the old theoretical part for as a business analyst, you have to know it. So it does not demand you to start writing codes. You don't need codes to determine the root cause analysis. You don't need codes to for Morse code. You don't need code to determine gap analysis. You just need to what to do your analysis and do your reporting. But then when it comes to the analytical part of it, you can always assign the task to a data analyst when you have your data, and a data analyst can help you analyze it. And you yourself can even analyze it via using Excel or Power BI. So all those are just click and drop. They don't really need code. So if you're talking about code, you're talking about front end, you're talking about um back-end developers, we're talking about being a data scientist and AI engineer. So all those ones decide those ones you will need to write codes. But the ones I don't need to write codes, going to UI, UX, project management, business analysis, a whole lot of them like that. API, APM, agile project management, all those things. You don't need a line of code to get your work and your job done.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I also believe
Sorry,
that they are all right. Let's hear you, please.
but this is my first time using Teams, so I'm finding it hard to find where I can raise my hand. But sorry to cut you short. I wanted to
It's okay.
quickly contribute to what Mr. Joshua just said as regarding the question of how you can break into tech. Okay, so now for that person that asked the question, I would say start by identifying what we call transferable skills. Just like Mr. Joshua said, as a business analyst, you don't have to code. You don't have to code. let me use that word. Okay. You start by identifying transferable skills like communication, critical thinking. You get business analysts do a lot of documentations and some form of project management in quotes. You get. So let me use a teacher for example. Let me use a teacher for example. A teacher has skills like stakeholder management because he has been dealing with students. You understand? He has been dealing with teachers. He has been dealing with school authorities. You know, when a student is finding a subject difficult, at one point he has called the student to ask, "What's the problem? Why are you failing my subject? How can we help you better?" You get when you have PTA meetings, he or she is busy asking questions. Why? How? You know, those are what we call transferable skills from other. What's the word now? Yes. So that's basically what a business analyst needs. If you're someone that is very inquisitive, you want to know how things are done, why things are done, how can we make things better? How can I help a company move from point A to point B? You understand? If a company, for instance, they are experiencing low patronage, and the owner is like, how can we fix this low patronage? The business analyst in this case is the one that will say, okay, what's happening in the company now? How are we reaching out to clients? How much retention are we having? You understand? The business analyst is the one asking those questions, and the business analyst is the one that's saying, okay, what is the vision of this company? What is the business need, or what's the opportunity in this field? Let's say you're in a manufacturing space. You're like, what are the opportunities available for in the manufacturing industry? How can this business, tap into the opportunities? And it's the business analyst that ensures that whatever solution that he or she recommends is meeting the needs of that business. So you
All
must
right.
not, you are not coding at all. Yes, we are not coding.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to believe that there are other tech areas that do not need coding. But please permit me to touch on one area that I think a lot of people do not look at when it comes to building a career in tech, and that would be the creative design, field. So I would like Chimeze, you on the call. I see you on the call. I would like you to please speak on that area of creative and graphics design that a lot of people do not see. When they think tech, they're just thinking front end, they're thinking back end. Talk to us about the value that creative design brings to the table when we talk about tech, and how people should should also consider it as an option when trying to build a tech career.
Okay. Am I being heard?
Yes,
Good evening,
please.
everyone. Okay, thank you. Okay, this is also a very nice one. And I think to to be straight to the point, when it comes to the getting a tech career and people thinks it's all about code, I find it fascinating because there are there are surroundings to what tech is all about, which is not just code. So in the creative department, there is you understanding that the things you see in technology has to do with visual and has to do with visual representation, which has to do with designs. So it has to do with how does people perceive those creative, appealing visual works. This is a part that people really don't understand because at some point I have come to realize that even as a graphic designer, you are actually into the tech space because the the things you are putting together, the graphics you are putting together, what are their uses? Some people create graphics and what they do is they just print out graphics. But right now, some people create graphics and those graphics they they stay more on the digital spaces. So as long as it is on the digital screens, they are all tech inclined. So this is also one huge part that people really need to understand. If you look at things, you can see the creative look of things. You can see how they are being visually appealing to you. That has nothing to do with coding. Coding is like the back end of everything. But how do you see it is the graphics and the creative part of it. So um, the product designing part is one huge field that you can come into that has nothing to do with code at all. The graphics part has nothing to do with code, and from the graphics, you even try. There is even this transition of you getting into UI design, getting into product design, and it is just a smooth transition. So being creative and you like things that has to do with design is also another sweet and positioning way that you can get into the tech industry. Yeah, that's what I can say.
All right, thank you so much. I needed to just touch on that because I think a lot of times when people talk about tech courses, they don't pay attention to the old graphics and creative design. And then speaking of graphics and creative design, sometimes people think, oh, I'm not imaginative in my thinking. Um, I am not creative. Will I be good as a graphic designer? Can you speak to that? Does one need to be naturally creative, or it's something that they can learn if they want to go into graphics design?
Okay, that the field of graphic design just has to do with principles. During course of teaching something that has to do with graphic design, you necessarily don't need to be a designer. In fact, you should. And when I mean designer, is starting from drawing. Some people think that it is because I am not good at drawing, that means I can't be good at design. It has no correlation. Graphics just has to do with principles. And once you learn, and the principles are completely what can be learnable. Once you understand the principles behind graphics, the principles behind putting image and text together, that is all about graphics. So it comes with principles. Then the advance of it is you learning how to then break the principle, which you start seeing different stylish thing, and it is what can be learned. It has to do with principles. That's what I can say. That's the basic answer for that. So can you
All
learn the
right.
principles? Obviously, yes, you can learn the principles.
All right. Thank you so much. Um, for those who have questions, and if you're just joining us, please help us put down your question in the chat box. I'm going to be picking your questions from there and asking the tech gurus to help us address them. So while we wait for more questions to come up, Samuel, can you please confirm that your question has been answered? You have the clarity you need.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. All right. So my next question, while we wait for the other questions coming in, would be addressed to Mr. Adedotun. Now, what are some how will I put it? Now, can you share the common mistakes that you think that some people make when they're trying to go into tech space?
Thank you, my moderator. I think you should be working with CNN. Well, to just be brief about your question. So, common mistakes that people do when they want to move into tech. So we have quite an handful of them. So I'm going to be sharing from my experience. So please don't take it as a, how will I call it? Don't take it as um, like as an authority, right? But from my own experience, number one mistakes, right? The first mistake that I have noticed from people is that they believe they can break into tech. They can break into tech within 3 months and then start making money. So they also feel that, oh, let me just go through data analytics training, and then because I know one Mr. Joshua Kiola who is making bastard money and this, which I want to move into it. So the first common mistake is believing that within 2 weeks of training, 8 weeks of training, uh you're going to get, you're going to get there, right? So tech is also like different. It's also like the other field, which involves determination, which involves sleepless nights, which involves, which involves, just creating solutions to problems, right? I'm very close to some of the people on this call, and when it comes to work ethics, some knows how those of us are in tech work. Sometimes you just want to spend a whole lot of your time. Out of your 24 hours, you might be spending 18 hours, 19 hours, on your seat trying to troubleshoot a problem. Then another mistake that people also make when they want to jump into tech is that once I jump into tech, I'll make a lot of money. Bro, sis, it does not work that way. It does not work that way. You can't make a lot of money when you just jump into tech. Never. It does not happen. In fact, you will lose a lot. What do I mean by lose a lot? You will lose time in trying to learn a lot of stuff. You will lose friends because you don't have time for them again. You will lose money because you have to pay money to be well trained. Another mistake is that when I join tech or I start tech career in 6 months, now let's assume you've now done the training and they're giving you a job. You're like, I will work so hard that before I know, I will be promoted. I'll become manager. I'll become sought after. It does not work down. Nobody will seek after you when you cannot solve common tech problems, right? And then another mistake we should also, I'm sure those of us that are practicing tech already know that you can be on the same error for the past 1 week, and you're working on the same error. The error is saying error 505, error 500, HTTP request not found. You can be on that error for complete 1 week, 2 weeks, and you will not see solution. You understand? So I'm telling you the truth. That's another mistake people always also make. And I think another mistake I would also want to talk about is thinking that, oh, the moment you break into tech, all your problem will be solved. Number one, all your problem will not be solved. In fact, if you don't know how to manage yourself, you are going to create more problems for yourself. I'm not being pessimistic, but I'm only trying to just, from my own personal experience. So, I'm a married man, and I have a wife, I have a family. Sometimes my wife would have to be the one to do some planning for the home. And then sometimes you say, no, you're supposed to be doing that. I don't get time. You understand? Please understand. So she sometimes has to step in to, do that common thinking that, as the man, you have to do. But sometimes your wife has to be the one doing it, but because she understands, the field that you are in, And the final thing I also want to say because of time is that because you jump into tech and nobody is going to give you their environment to work on. In my own environment, I'm not into coding and like somebody was asking, but I use code a lot. But I don't code, but I use code. So I understand code. I know what it does, and I make them, right? So, but nobody is going to. I'm in the infrastructure environment, so which means either physical infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, networking, security. You understand? So for network security, so that's the environment where I apply my trade in the area of development and operation, which is called DevOps and all of that, data engineering. So I apply my trade in those areas. So in those areas, you might not need coding, so to say, but you will need what is called a group of code put together called scripts. That's the difference. So there are programming languages, but there are scripting languages you must also know, like PowerShell, like Python, like some JavaScript that you might need to know. So they are called scripts just to automate some processes. You understand? So nobody, no organization would give you their backend, will give you their server to say, hey, this guy just started 3 months ago. Like you, never, they will never do. And that now leads to the fact that you might spend more time looking for a good job, to break into a good job, or to get a better job, so to say, like a senior role job until you begin to. So that means at the beginning, you must get your hand dirty. So which means any jobs you see, Baba, they do. Any opportunity, just, begin to I was a volunteer to, join organizations, do internship, just make yourself useful. Try to know as many environments. And then okay, my final.
I might have to cut you there. I might have
Okay.
to cut you there because I
Thank
want
you.
us. Thank you so much. Yes, I want us to finish the answers and questions at 5:45. At 5:45. Thank you so much. And I think the take home from all of the things he has said is just like every other field in tech, you need patience to rise to the top. So it's not automatic that because you have done a course in tech, in the next 1 month you would get there. So it requires patience, it requires dedication, it requires getting your hands dirty, like I said, and which would mean taking maybe smaller opportunities. Yes, we understand you want to be big guilt, but understand that you can start from somewhere as an intern just to learn the scope, put the things that you have learned in your training into use and all. So thank you so much, Mr. Adedotun, for that answer to my question. Please, I would want you to, okay, someone is dropping a question. Before we attend to that, I see Joshua's hand up. Mr. Joshua, please, let's have you.
All right, thank you very much for the opportunity. I just want to add two more things to what Mr. Adedotun have said. Now, common mistakes people make is this. Another one is not showing up at all the time. Let me just put it that way, all the time. Consistency is what win the games. Some people believe that if they dedicate 10 hours today, sleep, do some other things tomorrow, then come back 3 days again, dedicate another 10 hours, they get to know this thing. No, it does not work that way. If it's 1 hour you can dedicate in a day and you're consistent about it on that every day, then you tend to grow even more than the person that dedicates 10 hours but is not consistent. So consistency is one of the things that I believe that makes you grow. And one of the mistakes people make is that they lack consistency. They will come today, you before you could see them again, to be like in the next 3, 4 days, and they want to land a tech job, a tech role in 3 months, start getting high paid job, start living large as a tech person, or start going all about and tell people that okay, I'm to tech. But it takes you to be consistent. It takes you to be so this is one of the mistakes I've actually seen. And the other one is not posting or advertising yourself. Let me just put it that way, advertising yourself. In the sense that we have different social media platforms that you use, that you can use as a tech person. You have LinkedIn, you have TikTok, you have Instagram. But the work you've done, yes, you are showing up every day, you are being consistent. The work you've done, the solutions you've provided, the problem you solved only sit on your system. Nobody knows, nobody sees it out there. And you believe that a recruiter will come to your system to come and look at it. No, it does not work that way. It is from what you put out there. It's from what it's like you advertising yourself. It's like you running ads on yourself by showcasing your project, your work. So putting your work out there will let people know who you are, what you're doing, and how proficient you are with that particular tool regarding to that tech career you are pursuing. So not
All right.
posting work, not thank you very much, man. Okay. All right.
Thank you
That'll be
so
all.
much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. We have a question from Bukola. We would love for one more question from the participant of this program. But while we wait for that, let us quickly take that of Bukola. And I would want you to answer that, to answer this question, Lekon. Is it possible to acquire a tech skill as an addition to your current career and strive in both?
Hi, sorry, was that question directed to me?
By God's grace. The question is it possible to acquire a tech skill as an addition to your current career and strive in both?
Yes, actually. I've seen people kind of like um pivot from their current tech skill and I still have another career elsewhere. It can be another tech skill. So take for instance, aside the fact that I am a product designer, I still do cybersecurity on the side. Though I've not started making money from it, but I'm volunteering and I'm making that impact. So I'm combining both and it's been working so far for me. I've seen someone that is a registered nurse and also a product designer. She combines both, and that's like saying you have two skills and you're leveraging both and making the impact. It's just about, as they said, consistency and prioritizing. It might cost you some hours of you being alone and trying to make things work and maybe reduce the number of friends you have because you definitely not have time to chit chat that much. But it is very, very attainable and you can still switch careers and even add a third one depending on how much time you have on your hand.
All right. Thank you so much for that succinct answer. I don't see any other question, and we're already at 5:45, which we intended ending the questions for the day. However, I'm just going to run through some of the participants and just allow you speak and tell us one thing that you're taking home from this training tonight, or rather from this session. Samuel, please, let's start with you. Hello, Samuel.
Yeah.
Yes, please,
Oh,
just
okay.
share with
Can you
us
hear me?
one thing, very briefly. Yeah.
Look, thanks to everyone participating in this meeting. So for me, I think one thing I've learned is that um if one you are going to go into the tech industry, then you must know your strengths. So your strength will be able to help you to know the skills to learn. And for people that always think that if they break into tech industry, like within 3 months they are already a billionaire. So that's not possible. It takes consistency. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel. The next person I see here to ask is Lady Lynn. Can we please have you just share with us one thing that you're taking home from the session today?
Thank you so much for today. I really appreciate it. one thing I learned from Mr. Joshua, like you said, is putting yourself out there, advertising yourself. I'm very, very, how will I put it? That's one person. I'm anti-social media, so I have to
Okay.
learn to be very consistent with that. I have to try. That's what I've
All
learned.
right.
So
All right. Thank you so much. Badru Gbemisola, can we please have you share what you are taking home today?
Yeah, at least I've learned to know my capability on what I want to do. Though I don't know where to go to, how to start, like where are the tech I'm going into. But now I think I can differentiate between what I want now
Okay.
and what I was thinking of. So thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Chidebere, can we please have you share what you're taking home from the session today? Hello, Chidebere, are you there?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
I have been following the conversation and I have been able to understand that one needs to understand his strengths and weaknesses before taking up a tech career. And looking forward, I've been able to understand that you have to be consistent in wanting to achieve where you want to go in your tech career. Well, in everything, I've really understand that you choosing the right tech career, probably it's more important than the money you one wish to make from a tech career. It's all good and it's quite knowledgeable, educating, and I'm happy I'm getting this knowledge from everyone that has shared their experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chidebere. Paulinos, can we please have you what you're taking home from the session today? Paulinos, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. In fact, first of all, thank you for the wonderful ladies that have been trying to put call through, reminding me about the session. I think you guys are doing a great job. One thing I also learned is that somebody talked about consistency and maximizing your time. That's very, very wonderful because tech needs patience, tech needs dedication, tech needs consistency. And one thing I also want to add is that do more of. Another person talked about nobody will give you their platform to work with, and that's very, very important, especially when you are breaking in for the first time. Do more of volunteering services. It is from the volunteering services that one could, okay, you are good, come work with me and all of those stuff. But generally, I would appreciate if we do this session more often. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Paulinos. Jenny, can you please share with us what you're taking home today? Is it Jenny or Guinea or are you there? All right, please let me know when you can speak. We would love to hear from you what you're taking home from the session. But while we wait for you to speak, very quickly, I just want to run you through some of the things that we are doing at the moment here at Marriott Consulting. Like I said earlier, for those who joined earlier, that we do trainings for individuals and for corporate organizations and for individuals who are basically trying to break into technology. Right now, we have our cohort 3 that will be starting next week, Saturday. Our classes are typically just weekend classes because we're looking to accommodate career people who already have jobs and are not available during the week. So our trainings run during the weekends, just Saturdays and Sundays for weeks. And we have courses like data analytics, product design, graphics design, UI UX. We have virtual assistants. We have business analysis. We have web development. We have cloud computing, especially the Microsoft Azure. We are also introducing cybersecurity, and we're trying to expand our courses as much as possible. But if you're interested in being a part of this coming cohorts, you can reach out to us. Bukola is going to drop our social media handles, and then also going to drop our contacts in case you need to reach out to us, so you can let us know about your interest to join any of the courses. Also, we have a tech community. In that tech community, we share job opportunities for those who are looking for tech jobs. We share job opportunities. We also share tech programs that we believe you can benefit from on the platform. So if you would like to join the platform, Bukola is going to drop all of those links, our social media links, our tech community link, and then our phone number, should in case you miss the information. Maybe you should drop the phone number first, Buki, in case you miss the link, so we can, from that phone number, send you whatever information you would need to know about us. So once again, I want to say thank you. I'm glad, from the feedback, I'm glad that this program is, oh yes, and we also have a YouTube channel where we're trying to put one or two things that people can learn from. Sometimes we organize free trainings. We have had a time where we had free trainings on content marketing, digital marketing, data, Excel, data analytics, Excel course. Sometimes we have such free trainings, which is why it's important to follow, especially our Instagram, where we announce most of these things, so that when we have them, you can partake in them and also learn one or two things. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad that this has been a very productive session for us. Thank you for your contributions. To all the faculty members, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much. You brought the spice to this event, to this program, with your answers of not holding back what you need to share with everyone. And for the participants, we don't take it for granted. Thank you so much that you are here. And we do wish you a wonderful rest of the day and week. Do take care, everyone. Bye.